I'm a boss chick, yeah, I'm a boss lady. I be calling shots, I be getting money. I'm a boss chick, yeah, I'm a boss lady. I be calling shots, I be getting money.
Hi, and welcome to I Look Good Naked Podcast with Terri J and my very special co-host today.
Yes.
Miss Rashan Ali.
That is me. Hey, Terri J.
Hey, Rashan Ali. Cass is out today. She is taking care of mother duties.
Yes.
And you know how that can be.
And they can change in an instant.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had planned she was going to get here, and all of a sudden she didn't have anybody to pick up her daughter from gymnastics.
Oh, my God.
All the way in Kennesaw.
Oh, because we used to go to the same gymnastics place, so I guess she changed. Yeah, yeah. So understand.
So she couldn't show up today.
Yeah.
So it's you and I.
We're going to do it.
Today together.
Yay.
And I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you.
You guys, I love Rashan Ali from the moment we met.
I know, which was now, we're not going to tell anybody. Should we say the year? How many years? It's probably like almost 12.
About 12 years ago.
Yeah,
because that was before I officially moved to Atlanta.
Exactly. And I had just had my first daughter.
That's right.
Remember, because I was still nursing on set.
That's right.
I was still
right.
I was pumping. I was pumping
she was
on
pumping
set.
on set and still had the best energy.
Thank you.
And it was Three Can Play That Game.
Yes.
And that is where we met, and we've been friends
ever since.
We have similar energies.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was. We had a ball.
We
on
did.
set.
That was good, man. I thought that was going to be my breakout role. We were supposed to go to, to
Me
theaters.
too, girl.
Yeah. It didn't happen like that. But, I gained a friend, and I'm so, some moments are just built for certain things.
Yeah.
And I know my moment there was built for this friendship. So,
Aw,
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, she's just a fantastic woman. She's a
Thank
mother of
you.
2. She's a wife. She's a career woman. She's an entrepreneur. She was a radio host. She probably still does that too.
Yeah.
I know she has her podcast,
Yes.
which we can talk about as well. She's hugely active in sports, has been a sports reporter, and now a talk show host over at Sister Circle.
Yeah.
So I'm so just happy for you and your journey.
Thank you.
And just watching, we don't talk every day or anything like that, but just watching your journey from when we first got started, because I do remember you asking a lot of questions on set.
I did.
Acting like she was nervous, but she didn't seem like she was
Right.
nervous at all.
But when you're young and then you're alongside seasoned actresses and actors, you know what I mean? It was just like, oh my God, this is like Terri J. Vaughn, you know what I mean? So that was like, but for you to be so receptive and be just who you are. I didn't know you prior, but I'm like,
Right.
oh, this is her. Like, this is who she is.
Yeah.
So it was just great. It
Yeah,
was just
we
great.
had a ball cutting
We did.
Yeah,
It's fun.
and we usually do when we see each other.
Absolutely.
We have a good time.
It's always a good
cutting.
time. Yes.
So we usually start our podcast with Cass giving us the word of the day.
Okay.
So you have a word of the day for us?
Yes. So on Sister Circle, Selena Johnson, we did what we call a sister cam, is get to know Selena. She's a Grammy nominated singer,
Yes, she is.
just all around amazing woman. And so after her piece, we quad and went in and talked about, the show wouldn't be the same without you and your leadership. And she leads our prayer circle every single day. And then Selena said, wow, this coming from leaders. And I said, well, real leaders understand what it means to be led by other leaders.
That's right.
And that's the truth. And I think that we always have to be open to other strong women.
Yep.
And just because you're a leader doesn't mean that you can't learn from another strong woman or another leader. And I'm one of those types of people. I'm a leader who likes to be led. I am.
I love that. So
Yeah.
we give the people a moment to take in the quote. So I want you to say the quote again, and then we'll give them a couple of seconds to take it in.
Real leaders understand what it means to be led by other leaders. Boom.
Thank you so much, Rashan Ali, for that quote of the day. And I so agree.
Yeah.
I so agree. A real leader knows, understands, and actually loves to be led
Yeah.
by other leaders.
Yeah, and that comes with being confident in who you are.
That's right. That's
like
right.
when you know who you are. My mom used to say, when you know that you know that you know that you know, then you know. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But when you become a woman, and you really get the totality of what that whole thing was.
That's right.
And you got to be cool with who you are and understand that it's okay.
And as a leader, we're always wanting to learn more. We want to learn. We want to grow. I would hate for everything that I know now to be it for me.
This
that
it? No.
would not be cool.
Nah.
It's like I'm always seeking to learn more. I love sitting at the foot of others, just listening and learning about their journey and what they have to give spiritually, mentally, all of it. So I'm definitely like an open book.
You gotta be.
Yeah.
You gotta be. If we stay the same, then what's growth?
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm so with you, sister.
Absolutely, sister.
Thank you for that quote of the day.
You're welcome.
Cass will appreciate that too. She's always giving phenomenal quotes, and that was right in line with her quote.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes. So my woman of the day is a woman that I've been knowing for a really long time, and she recently posted something on Instagram which made me think of her today even. Where she was, she's trying to get people to come out to vote, and she mentioned Cardi B and Nicki Minaj about let's get together and talk about what's important.
Yes.
And let's get the people out to vote.
Yes.
So my woman of the day is Jennifer Lewis.
Love her.
Call her auntie. She is a phenomenal award-winning actress. She's a comedian, she's a singer, she's an activist for sure. She began her career appearing on Broadway in musicals. She worked as a backup singer for Bette Midler.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Before she went on to be in Beaches and Sister Act, and then a plethora of other phenomenal TV shows, movies. She's been a working actress for several years, and I had the greatest and just the blessed opportunity to work with her on this small independent movie, actually, that I did here in Atlanta years ago, called Dirty Laundry, and she played my aunt.
Nice.
And she's been my auntie ever since.
I love it. I love it.
And, she speaks very openly. Let me go down to her. About her bipolar disorder. In 1990, Lewis was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. She always knew something was wrong, and at first hid her disorder as she was ashamed of it. But after 17 years of therapy and 10 years of being medicated for the disorder, she now embraces her mental illness. This is a quote from her, you have to look in the mirror and say, before you can go or grow into anything, you have to say you love yourself.
Yes.
And she does. And I do remember having an extensive conversation with her when we were working on that movie, and she was telling me about her having bipolar, because I didn't know at the time. But she was just so open and so free, and it was just beautiful. Again, sitting at the foot of people that you can learn from and listen to. Yeah. And that's who she is. She's very open. She has a book out now that is called The Mother of Black Hollywood.
Yes.
And everyone should go and get it. She's fantastic. She's funny. She's brilliant. She has a brilliant mind.
Talented.
And so talented and so loving.
Yeah.
And so freaking real.
Yes.
She's like one of the realest people I know.
Yeah, she's hilarious. I saw that post that you were mentioning. Like, seriously, two of the most influential and powerful women in music, with Cardi B and Nicki, going at each other like they are.
Right.
It's just like we use that same energy to make sure folks are definitely going out to vote and making sure they're registered.
That's
and all
right.
of those things. These midterm elections are so important.
Yeah.
I actually just left Washington, D.C. I moderated the 9th annual the National Panhellenic Council Presidents Forum. So it was all presidents from Black Greek letter organizations. And so...
And you want to shout out your sorority?
Yes, of course. I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. But everybody was there. My mother-in-law is actually the national president of Delta Sigma Theta. So I was there with her, and then she actually hooked it all up. And, we were talking about coming together.
Yeah.
Like, forget what letters you wear and all that
course.
kind of stuff. But what if we came together and really galvanized and really mobilized our power?
Right.
Because there's strength in numbers.
That's right.
And really getting behind people, not only that look like us, but really think like us. Because even some folks who may look like us may not think
That's right.
like us and want,
For sure.
want it to be for the greater good of our people. So
And people that don't look like us
absolutely,
oftentimes think like us.
absolutely. So we
right.
need to make sure we support those people who are going to help change the political climate.
Yes, ma'am.
My God.
My God.
Yes. So I love I say all that to say Jennifer Lewis is great. She's amazing on Blackish. I mean, I just love her. Yeah. Yeah. She's just fantastic. It's that auntie that
It's
you
auntie.
yeah.
She's just freaking auntie.
Man.
She is. So big ups and all our love as we highlight Miss Jennifer Lewis.
Yay, Jennifer.
Next, what we like to have on I Look Good Naked podcast.
I love that, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
Cass came up with that name. She was joking. She threw it out there as a joke when we were trying to come up with the name, and I was like, that is it. I
Wow.
was like, that's not funny. That is brilliant.
Yeah.
We are taking that name. And she was like, really? I was like, really? We're doing it.
I love it.
So we have our Smith family moment. We are more than fans. We freaking love Willow, Jaden, and Trey.
Yes.
Smith.
Right. Who doesn't? If you don't, you're a hater.
We do. And so we always like highlight something from the Smith family because they always have shit to highlight because they're so fantastic.
Right.
So recently I read that Mr. Will Smith, again, is the highest paid actor this year, thanks to his movie that he had on Netflix.
Yes.
So big ups to Big Willie for making that big money again for your family.
Yes, and just
fantastic.
The non-traditional way. I'm loving the new spaces in media. I know you know this all too well, but like the fact that we can have a Netflix and a Hulu just to get content out that is just great. And this is a brilliant move. And you think about Kenya Barris, who's about to go up there, Shonda Rhimes.
Oh my God.
About to turn up.
Oh my God. When I say Netflix is the new, and it feels like a political move too. It's like they're making a big statement by providing this big opportunity and paying people, paying people their worth.
Yes.
And giving them a platform to use their voice the way they want to use their voice without the restrictions.
Censorship. Yeah. I mean, that's really one of the reasons Kenya left ABC is, because he was being censored as good and as forward thinking, and they pressed the envelope on Blackish.
Yeah.
He was still being censored. A couple
That's
of those
right.
episodes were shelved because it was just too much. It was too
Right.
scared for him.
Yeah.
There was, the good folks, they were very afraid.
They were
Very afraid.
Be very afraid.
And they were.
So I'm excited. I'm excited for Netflix for doing that. And so that's my Smith family moment.
Come on,
Big
Smith
ups
family.
to, Will for bringing home that cheddar. What?
I know. Let me just get a little piece. Piece of cheddar.
We're gonna get some cheddar.
We are, man.
We got the cheddar.
This is
We're walking into our cheddar.
We are.
Our cheddar is there.
The cheddar is there.
We're on our way. We walk into it right now. Don't you see it?
I do. It's right over there.
It's right over there.
I just need to be able to touch it. Let me touch it.
Let me touch it.
Let me touch it. It's all good. All good.
So did you have any moments? Because we also do a moment where we just share what happened in our life. In Terry and Cass's world. So in Rashawn's world, anything with the kids, with your husband?
This week or just...
Yeah.
Man, so, One Music Fest was this past weekend here in Atlanta, and it was just Nas, Miguel, Big Sean.
My God.
Had a whole ATL set.
Yeah.
T.I., Big Crit, her. It was a love fest of music. The energy was great, and I was just on an extreme high.
Oh, good.
So high that it was a natural high.
Like high on high or high? What kind of high?
Well,
Okay.
Oh,
And anyway.
Yeah, so, and y'all gotta know, I love plants. Anyway, so it was just a natural high, and I kept telling myself, man, please don't overdo it, because the first thing that happens to me when I go too hard, the thing that I use the most, my voice goes first. And I told myself on Sunday, the second day of the festival.
Because you got to go to work.
It was our season premiere this past Monday.
Hilarious.
So I was like, don't do too much, because you know your voice is going to go. Man, I got up Monday morning, and I was like, now I do a talk show.
Yes.
And I'm the moderator of the show. Like, I'm,
yes.
They hear me first.
Yeah,
I do
you're
all the
Whoopi
stories.
Goldberg of the show. Yes.
I had to go and get a steroid shot in my
Did
butt.
you?
Because my voice was gone. And I had to, I got to talk. It's my moneymaker. So I got a shot in my butt.
Yay.
And my voice came back. And now I'm back. So that's my memorable moment that I did too much when I said I wasn't.
I freaking love that.
And I had to get a shot. And so it worked.
And it worked.
And I'm back. And I'm here. And I'm talking. So that's my moment.
I told you it's a good time with Rashan Ali.
Yes, that's my moment. That's my moment.
And you are one of the things that I love about you, and it's so infectious about you, is your passion for where you're from.
Oh, yeah.
I freaking love that, because I'm the same about the Bay Area, for
Yes,
sure.
yes.
You know, I'm Bay Area through and through.
Yes, I am. I'm from Decatur, Georgia.
Yes.
Born in Atlanta, raised in Decatur.
Yes.
I love my town.
Yes.
I'm just a Decatur girl. Like,
you are.
I still go to South Decatur Mall to get my sneakers, because everybody mall ain't gonna have the type of tennis shoes that you gonna get at South Decatur Mall.
Right.
On that east side, shawty.
Yeah.
So I really want to do a movie. Like, I want to like show that side of myself.
Yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
I want to do that.
You kind of did in Three Can Play That Game.
I did,
but it needs to be on a...
This needs to be a real,
Yeah.
like a real full character.
Okay.
Duly noted. Next movie that you write,
Duly noted.
have somebody from the east side.
Yeah.
And I'll be her.
You are her.
Yes.
You are her.
Absolutely. I love Atlanta, and I love to see how the city has grown. I mean, it is huge. I remember when Atlantic Station was just trees, and and just kind of seeing how our city has grown has been beautiful.
Well, I love living here, so
We'd love to have you.
I love the city of Atlanta and all the adjacent suburbs around it, because you guys have embraced me so lovingly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I do love Atlanta.
I love
Everyone
being
always
from
asks me, like, you like living in Atlanta? I'm
Yeah.
like, I do.
It's
I love
good.
it.
It's a good
really
place.
good for me and my family.
It is.
It's a good place.
Yeah, yeah.
So let me see. Do I have a moment?
Yeah, what's your moment?
Do I have a moment? So let's see. So I have been out of town for 3 weeks shooting a movie.
Yeah.
So I was so excited to get back home because I really missed my kids.
Yeah.
Like, I needed to kiss those faces. I needed to feel their skin. I
Yeah.
just needed to. And my husband too. Don't get me wrong, my husband too.
I was like,
but I know, but it's just something about the babies because they're so little and they get so soft.
Right.
But yeah, there were things I missed about my husband too.
I'm sure
but we're
you
not
did.
doing that. But so I get home and so I get home, and of course, it's all the love fest. And then, I go to my son's room, and his room is a freaking mess.
Like he hadn't done anything in 3 weeks.
And he knows that does not fly with me.
Right.
So I felt so bad because I had to go in on him about his room, but I felt bad because I had been gone the whole time. So I was having a little mommy guilt.
Yeah, like, but you've been gone. Now you come back to me. You fussing about my room.
Yes.
Aren't you just happy to see me?
Yes.
Yeah, all of that.
So it was just one of those mommy dilemmas where I was like, I love you. Now, Kal-El, you know dang on well that this room is a mess.
Yes.
Like, get up now. So I had to turn into that mommy.
Yeah.
But I did feel bad.
Well, you be mad at your husband too, because he knows.
He's not right. I was like, dude, did you not walk in his room?
Like in 3 weeks?
The whole time I was going, did you not walk in here and see
Right.
this? It
Or
doesn't matter to him.
I know. But it
doesn't matter to
should though,
him.
because he knows what you need. All he had to do was like clean up before you got home.
Right. Well, that's what he does for sure. Like he
Exactly.
cleans the kitchen. I know. He can hurry up and clean stuff up. The bed was even made. He never makes up our bed. Never. Girl, I walked in the house and my bed was made.
Yes.
I was like, oh.
Right. It's the little things.
It's the little things.
It's the little things.
But that boy of mine, I guess my husband didn't think that was he didn't think that far.
Yeah.
He can't think of everything.
Right. He's
Rashawn.
like, man, but I made the bed, the kitchen was clean.
Right.
And one thing I didn't do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. But I'm glad. I'm sure they were glad to see you.
Yes, it was amazing.
Yay.
So, so we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
And we're gonna come right back, and we're gonna talk about women in media.
Oh, wow. I know
The
all
journey
about
of
it.
that. I know you do.
Yes.
So we will be right back on I Look Good Naked podcast.
I'm a boss chick, yeah, I'm a boss lady. I be calling shots, I be getting money. I'm a boss chick, yeah, I'm a boss lady. I be calling shots, I be getting money.
And we are back on I Look Good Naked with Terri J and
Rashan Ali.
yay,
Clap,
Rashawn.
clap, clap, clap.
First of all, just thank you.
My
for
pleasure.
saying yes to be here with us today.
I get it.
It's always great to have, just guests that
Mm-hmm.
have something to say, that are like-minded, and sometimes not like-minded is good too.
Yeah.
Good conversation.
Yeah.
So I just appreciate you saying yes and being here
Yes,
with me today.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So I told you that we wanted to talk about today women in media, because we're in our lanes merge.
Yeah, of course.
You have been active in media, starting in radio, right?
Yeah, I started in radio on Hot 107.9 locally in Atlanta, Georgia. So I actually won a contest, almost like American Idol style. I do have a broadcast journalism degree from Florida A&M University, the great Florida A&M University, which has bred amazing stars and pharmacists and business people.
Okay, well, I went to Cal State Hayward.
Yeah,
So
all right, Cal State.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but I ended up winning a contest to be one of Ryan Cameron's co-hosts back in 2002. And that was the beginning of my career here in Atlanta. It's very rare that you get to start off in a top 10 market. But that was God's plan for me. And, a lot of folks probably thought that we were just going to be, because my friend CJ was also chosen. But I was more kind of like the main sidekick, air quotes, in the studio. I thought we were just gonna be this fly by night kind of thing because we won a contest. But I was like, if I get an opportunity,
That's right.
I'm about to blow that thing on up.
That's right.
And that's exactly what happened. And it was the catalyst for my career. I always say that, God used Ryan Cameron as a vessel to really see my gifts. And
He chose the winner? He chose you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was a huge contest. It was like 500 people who went out for this position. It was citywide. They did a whole meeting or a competition at this local hotel. We had to submit VHS tapes. I was able to.
So was it supposed to be temporary? Or?
No, but
Okay.
when people win contests, they're like,
Right.
oh, well, they'll be gone in a year.
Right.
You know, I'm sure that was the assumption for a lot of people, even the people at the radio station. But I was like, nah, this is it. This is I'm about to do this.
had a plan.
And then I had done radio in college too.
Okay.
So I had my show in college. So radio was part of the plan. And I knew because I loved radio, it would give me the foundation that I needed for television. And when I tell you radio gave me an amazing foundation for television, how to be quick on your feet, how to be able to change things, how to be able to do things in a certain time period. Definitely honing my skills in interviewing and all of that. Radio gave me all of that. I'm forever indebted to radio.
Have you ever met or had a conversation with Kathy Hughes?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've worked at, a Radio 1 station, so I've met her. I mean, obviously she was the what do you call it, mastermind behind Radio 1 and TV 1 and all of that. So, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I love her. She's a mentor.
She's an icon.
Yeah, she's been on our show too.
Oh, nice.
Look,
Okay. All right. That's dope.
Yeah, she's so dope.
Yeah.
And her vision and belief in herself.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, she just talked about how she was focused. She was she was tunnel vision about what she wanted and how she was going to do it.
And she did it.
And she did it.
Yeah.
And she started out as an intern.
Mm-hmm.
And she just talked about how she would do any job that everybody else didn't want to do, whether it was getting somebody's coffee, coming in extra 2 hours early before the others got there. And I think that that's the type of passion that pays off in the end.
It really does.
And I think a lot of young people miss that right now.
Yeah, because everything has come so quickly for them.
That's right.
I mean, we grew up, of course, in the microwave era, so we expected things to be cooked and done, you know, pretty fast too. But these guys, literally, a touch of a finger, like they can find anything, and they feel like that's what their career is supposed to be like. And so I talk to a lot of young women who are interested in radio and television and media, and they're like, I want to do what you do, and I'll just be looking at them like, oh, baby, yes, but Mama worked. Yeah. And I worked really, really hard to get where I am in this life. I really have. I put in a lot of work. And I'm no longer ashamed to say that I deserve to be here.
That's right.
And because I do. Of course, I've been led by a higher power. Mm-hmm. But he gives us everything that we need. Everything that we need to be exactly who we are supposed to be is already in us. Mm-hmm. I think we stop believing. The world teaches us to, like, really dim our light, you know, and then we have to continue to press through to find the light again. But we're born here, everybody is born with a light, but the world starts like dimming the light from an infant, and then we are, you know,
don't do this,
don't do that, don't stop,
do
stop,
it this
stop.
way.
And then our whole lives are like, oh, we gotta stop, that's not right, that's not right, and you're second guessing yourself. When I started believing in who I was, everything changed.
So when did that happen for you?
Probably 39, 40. Mm-hmm. Like really stop.
Not being a people pleaser?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm a Cancer, and I'm loyal, and I love people, and I still wish everybody could be happy in this world. But when I stopped giving a fuck about other people's perception of who I was and who I'm supposed to be.
That's right. Yeah.
When I knew I'm good enough. Ooh, the empowerment in that. I was like, oh, I'm bad. Yeah. And it was no narcissism or egotism about it. It was the fact that you've done the work. Mm-hmm. I'm confident in who I become as a woman. Mm-hmm. And either you're going to deal with it or not, but I don't even care if you don't.
Right.
I'm good.
That's right.
I'm so good. And I didn't mean to curse. I really don't curse or hold drinks on my Instagram.
Like cursing on this show.
So
I'm so happy that you said that you didn't give a fuck.
Right.
Because I love that.
Right. Because, you know, I whispered it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you did whisper it. She went down low.
Right. Yeah. But I just stopped. I just realized I literally was on East-West Connector, which is in Cobb County. I know people listen to your show all across the world, but it's in Cobb County, Georgia. I was riding, and I heard a voice that said, everything that you need to go to the next level, I've already given you. I've already given you.
You were born with it.
Yes.
And opportunities unfolded as he planned them to.
Right.
You were brave enough to take advantage of every opportunity. And so that's why you're able today to say you're the shit.
Yeah.
That you know what you're doing.
I really do.
And you don't have to be afraid of that. You don't have to be afraid of your light shining. And because we can watch you shine your light, I'm like, okay, I can shine my light.
That's what people have to understand. Our journeys have less to do with us and more to do with other people witnessing it.
That's right.
It's about how are you living your life so that somebody who's watching you, that you will probably, that some of them you may never meet. But they like the way you move. And so for their life, they're like, you know what, I got to move in such a way. That is how you inspire people, by the way you live.
Yes, ma'am.
You got to walk in that light. And I think that's why you and I probably connected the way we did, because I saw that light in you and you saw that light in me, and we were able to appreciate the light.
Yeah. and enjoy it.
Yes.
I enjoy your light.
Yes, and I enjoy
Like that
yours.
makes me so happy.
Thank you.
Whether it has anything to do with me or not, it's like look at my girl.
Yeah.
Like look at her doing that. Oh my gosh, she looks so hot.
Thank you.
Oh, you know what I mean?
Yes,
it's like
absolutely.
It's several times when I'm like looking at you, I'm like, God dang,
Yes,
Rashan
right.
is
You know, we
such
comment
the
on each
shit.
other's Instagram like,
Yeah.
that's good. You look good, boo. You know, yeah.
Yeah.
It's love. It's all love. But I'm grateful for that. And I think that, you get to that point in your life when it's supposed to happen, when you can handle.
When you can handle it.
You can handle it. I can handle this now. I walk out of here and I'm just like, what's up? What we gonna do?
Yeah.
And I'm okay with her.
Yes.
Used to be like, well, I don't want anybody to think that I'm like this.
Right. Oh my God, I can't tell you how much I did that.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness. And up until very recent years, I was very much that girl.
Yeah.
Like, didn't want to be looked at as bitchy or thinking I'm something that I'm not, or
right.
And thank God I have like amazing friends who, when they saw me dimming down like that,
they would tell me.
They would be like, bitch, do you know who you are?
Oh my God, I got the same question.
Yes.
For so many years.
Yes.
Like, bitch, do you?
Right.
What are you doing? Do you understand how dope you are? But
yeah.
I had to really figure out that I'm dope.
Yeah.
And it's great to know that you're dope. Humility is a good thing, but sometimes you can be humble to a fault.
Yeah. Oh, we had a good conversation about what humility means to me. I overheard somebody, and I cannot remember where I heard it from, but they were saying most people view humility in the wrong way.
They do.
Humility is just your surrendering to God's will.
Yeah.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Yeah.
God wants you to shine.
Yes.
God, wants you to be the shit.
Right.
God wants your light to shine. God wants you to be the best.
Right.
God wants you to know you're the best.
Yes.
So if you're doing anything other than that, that's not humility. Mm-hmm. That's being insecure.
Right.
That's not appreciating what God gave you and poured into you and what He expects of you.
Yeah.
So I'm very humble because I'm so grateful that God made me this powerful light.
Yes, and then to be as powerful and as loving and as kind as we both are. And I can say that wholeheartedly. And some people think, but you're so kind that, it must be some anger or something under that. I'm like, why I just can't be kind?
God.
Why does it have to be a reason that I'm cool and that I'm kind? What's underlying?
I think it's not real.
Yes.
Oh my God. The first time somebody told me this, and it was another actress, and we were working on some show, and we had started getting close, and I will admit, at the very beginning, she was very cold to me. Mm-hmm. And then as time went on, she got loose and we became cool and we hung out and da-da-da-da. And she told me, she said, you know what? You are so cool and so nice. And I always thought that shit was fake.
Wow.
She was like, that's why I couldn't vibe with you. Because I was like, that's fake.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God, I wonder how many people think that.
Yeah, people think that all the time.
I have to not care.
Yeah. I don't care
I
because
just want to be me.
I am, my whole slogan or not mantra about myself, but I consider myself to be everybody's homegirl.
Yeah.
I can talk. My daughter says, Mama, you talk to everybody. Well, my mother taught me that. You talk to everybody and you treat everybody the same, from the C-suite to the custodian.
Yes.
You treat everybody the same.
Yeah.
That's just me. And because people who are in roles that the society deems as lesser, because so many people treat them as lower citizens or just lower human beings. When you treat somebody with love and respect, the return on that and that level of love and respect that you give to that person could be something that could change their life.
That's right.
Just by saying hello.
That's how powerful we are.
Yes.
Just by a mere hello, a smile, or how are you doing? that person's whole, not just day,
life.
but like he could change their mind about something they have been thinking.
Yes, one morning I was working at 90 million of my jobs that I've had. I was at Headline News. I was doing sports for Headline News on the weekends, and there was a young black woman who was picking up trash, just emptying all the receptacles out, and all these reporters are tapping on their desk, doing all these things, getting ready for the hit or whatever. And I stopped. She came to my desk where I was seated, and I looked at her. I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And she was like, looking down. I was like, she was like, I'm fine. I was like, so what's your dream for yourself? What's your dream? What you want to do?
I love Rashan
What do you want to
Ali.
do? She was like, I'm trying to go back to school. And I was like, well, so what do you want to major in? And she told me what she wanted to major in. And I was like, well, the next time I see you, I want you to take the try out of that, and I want you to say, I'm in school, and it's my last day here. I was like that. I was like, okay. She was like, okay. And she probably didn't realize what had happened, but I hope years down the line, when she's sitting in her desk, and there's another young woman that she pays it forward, just the conversation, just the question. Someone may have never asked her that question. What do you want to do?
Why is Rashan Ali making me tear up, guys? Why is this happening?
Because we have to be responsible. Just one question. You never know. I may not ever see that woman in my life. But she'll never forget that moment.
That's right.
She'll do the same thing for someone else.
That's right.
That's what it's about.
That's good stuff.
It's bigger than me. It's bigger than us.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It always is.
Yeah.
It
people
always
get,
is.
People get so caught up and they just think it's all about them. No, boo.
So, back to women in media.
Yeah, we went way down to 85.
But that always happens, and it's beautiful because it goes where it needs to go and where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for that. But did you always know that you were going to be, that your voice was going to be your career?
Yeah, I knew by the time I was 3 years old that I was going to be in front of somebody's microphone or camera or something. That was just who I was as a child. I just knew I had to be in the light. I had to be in the light. I had to be in the light.
Is that different from anything that your family?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then back then, I was born in 75. I'm never afraid to say my age, but in 75. So back then, you didn't know how to tap it. Your parents didn't really know how to tap into the acting world and all that kind of stuff. So they put me in so many different things: jazz, tap, ballet. I was a super athlete, swimmer, basketball, soccer, softball, all that kind of stuff. But I was one of those kids that I always dressed up when I went to the store because I felt like somebody was going to discover me. I was like, I want to make sure I am ready. Because anybody.
God, she's one of those.
Oh, yeah. I was like, anybody could discover me.
Put on lip gloss.
Put on something because I was like, I want to be discovered. Like, I knew I wanted to be.
I love it.
Something. And
you had vision.
Yeah, I just knew it then. I just knew.
That's amazing.
So, but yeah, I knew I always wanted to be in media, and so I was like so I did a couple plays in high school and all that kind of stuff. So the acting thing was there early. But I was like the band announcer, and welcome the Southwest DeKalb Marching Panthers. And I always was into sports because my dad is a legendary high school football coach. So I literally was on the sideline with my dad from the time I was about 8 till 14, 15. I was Hayden Panettiere from Remember the Titans, that white girl, white girl. That was me. Everybody's like, when that movie came out, they were like, oh my God, you were her. Yeah. So I knew the plays, I knew the players, I knew everything. Yeah. I cried when my daddy lost. Like, I was that girl. I'm like, okay, I'm 15. I need to go in the stands. Like, and be a real high school. Real high school, because I went to the high school that my dad taught and coached at. Yeah. So I was the coach's daughter, which is now the name of my company. It's like, it all ties in. So I knew that I wanted to do something in sports, early on, which I essentially transitioned out of sports, but I just wanted to have a microphone in my hand.
Was there anybody that inspired you back then that you heard? Or
Robin Roberts.
Oh, wow.
Robin Roberts was the sports reporter on V103 here locally. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
She reported the sports, and then
is she from Atlanta?
No, she's not. She's from Mississippi.
Okay.
So she was the speaker at my 8th grade basketball banquet at Southwest DeKalb High School. Back then, we didn't have middle school, so high school was 8 through 12, and so I remember her coming out, and then when she obviously transitioned to ESPN and now GMA, I was looking at her like, oh, I want to be that. I want to what she does.
Wow.
So Robin Roberts is my inspiration.
Oh, wow.
To this day.
That's great. Yeah,
to this day.
Fantastic. On
She's
so
like one
many
of the
levels.
most well-liked media personalities, if not the most well-liked media personalities in the world. Mm-hmm. What's not to love about her?
I know.
Jeez.
I know.
So I always knew, and she was someone I looked up to.
So were there, did you have any regrets or moments along the journey that you think back on that turned out to be lessons learned?
I think oh God, it's so much. My story is, I know it's only an hour podcast, but like, every single thing that has transpired in my life, it was supposed to be that way. Right. So that I could be exactly who I am and have the level of experiences that I've had. Mm-hmm. I've been on billboards all across Atlanta, bus stops, all of that. But I've also been unemployed 3 times. Mm-hmm. So literally, club radio money was always good. You do a 2-hour appearance, you can get upwards, during my time, $1,000, you can get $1,000 for that. You do New Year's Eve, you can get $2,000. Right. But then you go from that to calling every Thursday to get your $300. Yeah. You go from a 6-figure job to like trying to get your $300 every Thursday. And I always tell this story, but the last time I went into unemployment, I was like, God, please, I just don't want anybody to know who I am when I walk in here. Right. He has a sense of humor. Mm-hmm. I literally walked in. This girl's like, Rashan Ali, what you doing in here? I was like,
don't you hate that question? Don't you? It's like, what do you mean?
I need this money.
Right.
We found this paperwork. But I'm so glad that those things have happened. Yeah. I got replaced by Ricky Smiley's morning show, my local morning show. My last morning show got replaced by The Breakfast Club. I've been through that. I've made mistakes on air, sideline reporting, got taken off of certain games. Mm-hmm. Black women have little room for error, especially in sports, and made an error. And it really gave me focus, because as much as I thought I wanted to be a sideline reporter, I was forcing it. I was forcing it. And every time they would say, let's send it down to Rashan Ali, I would have the type of anxiety that I know was not godly. This wasn't godly anxiety. Mm-hmm. This wasn't like, okay, this is my opportunity. It wasn't that. And it kept happening, and I wasn't able to overcome it. Huge. I was like, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be doing this. And it was almost like, I'm waiting on you to make a bold move. So I told my agent, I finished that season out, and they were starting to call me for basketball. And I told my agent at the time, I was like, I don't want to do sideline reporting anymore. Tell them thank you. Mm-hmm. And I walked away from it. Mm-hmm. I walked away from it, and I did not look back. I don't miss that one bit. Mm-hmm. And I miss it. It was good when I did the Hawks inter-arena sideline reporting. That was good for me. But it had come to a point where it was like, this ain't it.
This isn't where you were supposed to be, and you kept forcing it.
I kept forcing it.
And I think a lot of people can relate to that. I mean, in career choices and relationships and stuff, we like force stuff that we think is right for us, even if it doesn't feel right. Yeah. Because we don't trust our instincts enough, and especially women. And we mix it up like, okay, well, God wouldn't have me here if like... Right. Yeah. We mix that up. Yeah. To like, no, I'm having you here because I need you to feel this. So you can learn. That you can move on. You can learn and you can move on. Yep. What are you going to do with this feeling? Yeah. That feeling is something. I'm telling you something. Are you listening to this feeling? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I've had lots of, I would say, good regrets. Yeah. They're good. Because they're all lessons, for sure. Yes. It's called failing forward. That's right. Failing forward. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I believe in... get what the lesson is from that moment. That's right. And I'm glad I did. I did. Yeah. When I left, when I got let go from Hot 107.9, I took a year off, and we had our second baby, Carter, and then V103 started to call, the program manager there, the program director there. And, something in me was like, no, that ain't it. Mm-hmm. But because I was off work, and I wasn't on the radio anymore. It looked good. And I was like, I get to go back. I'll go back with Ryan, who discovered me, but he had since left.
and I had my own show. I had done my own thing. Then I was going back into a sidekick position, a co-host position, going back into that. And I had my own morning show after he left stations. I knew within about 2 weeks that I had made the wrong decision.
Oh, wow.
That year was that was probably the hardest year for me professionally.
Wow.
Because I had grown from being his co-host.
Yeah.
I was no longer.
You were no longer a co-host.
I was no longer a co-host.
That's right.
He felt it. I felt it. V103 felt it. And at the end of that year, I remember they were like, hey, I had told my husband, I was like, I'm not going to, if they asked me to resign a contract, I was like, I'm not staying here. I'm not doing this. He's like, are you sure? I told my mom, she's like, you know how moms are. Don't you leave that good paying job, girl. Man, when they called me in, I had already made my decision. I was leaving. And then they called me in, and I was just like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
It works out.
That's right.
Then they let me come back on and talk about, like, living your best life. And so that video got viewed on YouTube a lot about stepping out on faith and, like, really living in your truth. And I did eventually go back to radio, but I just didn't need to be there.
Right.
Then. But even in that year, I learned a lot. And I gained some friends.
Right.
I learned some valuable lessons about myself.
But even when you got the call originally, knew.
I felt it. I felt it then.
Yeah.
I felt it then.
But God is so amazing and so good, and He'll let us make those wrong decisions and let us feel all of it and get in the muck of it, and He'll still bless us.
Still.
In it.
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still feel, so incredibly blessed by all of the experiences. Yeah, just because like I said, they've shaped me and they've molded me and made me the woman who I am and be able to stand in my truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there were 4 things that you would advise other young women wanting to go into media, what would you advise?
Do the work.
Meaning?
Put in your
Because
time.
they don't always know what do the work means.
Right. Put in your time. And I always use this. It's almost like when you see a home being built and you pass by it to get to work every day. You see you see how things are moving along. But underneath, if it's not a basement or whatever, underneath, there's wiring, there's plumbing, all these different things that have to happen to make sure the foundation is solid. So when the slab comes, it's so solid, nothing will be able to penetrate it. I viewed all of my years in radio and the television and all those things and the movies and those small parts and all that as the underwiring of the home. But my slab is so solid. And my house that I'm building now, the house is being built now. Those years was the undercurrents of how the house is being built now. Now, Sister Circle, podcast, all these different things. Now the home is being built, but you got to put in work. So when I say put in work, make sure the underbelly of your home is so solid that nobody can break your house down. So do the work. Know your worth. Know your worth. What's 2 other things that I would say? Let's see. I would say pick your spots. Be smart about the things that you want to do in your life. And if God placed it on your heart, how dare you not try? So many of us are like, you wanted to do a podcast. You're also a director, producer, actor, mom, wife. You're all these things.
Yeah.
But you're doing a podcast now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
right. And I'm like, why are you doing that? I don't know, because
God placed it on my heart.
That's right.
How dare I not try? You just
That's
don't want to
right.
be that person. Whatever you believe is who you meet after you transition or whatever. You don't want to have to answer. If you believe in that and say, you remember that idea I gave you? You never tapped into it.
That's right.
You could have set your whole family up for everything that,
It's like the servant in the Bible that got they got one servant got one gift and another one got 2 gifts and another one got 5 gifts. It's like you got to use your gifts.
Use your gifts. So I guess those would be 4 things. I think I said 4, but just you gotta go out there and tap into those things that you dream of.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, why not?
Why not?
What do you have to lose?
Why not? We only have this one
This
life
is
right
it.
here.
And the fifth one, live in your now. So many times we're so focused on where we want to be in the future that we forget to live in the now.
Yeah.
I'm so focused on living in the now. So when you called yesterday and I'm like, looked at my schedule, I'm like, yeah, that can work. But this is our now. We'll never get this. We may have a similar moment.
Right. But
But today,
be this.
on this day, we will never get this now back.
Yeah.
So why not live in this now?
Yeah.
If you're worried about, okay, me and Terri, we could do this movie together, and then I want her to cast me in this, and then she could direct me, and then she's gonna do this other.
Right.
We're missing out on the moment.
That's right.
So many people are so focused on where their futures are gonna be that they forget to live.
Yeah.
I want to live.
I love the way you're living, Rashan Ali.
Thank you.
Tell them where they can find you and your podcast
All
and
that
everything
stuff.
else.
So yeah, you can see us daily on Sister Circle TV. That's 12
Yes.
o'clock on TV One every single day. And then, I have a nonprofit called Sporty Girls Inc. I have a podcast called the Cool Soror Podcast. It's coolsoror.com. I also do Cool People because I interview all amazing people. Terry's going to be on my show soon.
Absolutely.
She just doesn't know it. She knows it now.
I do know.
I have a children's book called Piper Sky, but everything's...
Which I freaking love. I meant to bring up the freaking book.
Yeah, it's fine.
I love Piper Sky. Me and Lola love that freaking book with
Thank
the popsicle
you.
tennis shoes.
Yes.
It's such an adorable book. You guys should get it. Where do they get the book?
Pipersky.com, or
Okay,
you can
good.
go to
It's
Amazon.
an adorable, awesome book.
Thank you. So everything is at Rashan Ali. That's RASHANALI on all social media platforms. But yeah, I'm really happy to be in the presence of our now with you, Terri.
Thank you. I love you so much.
I love you.
You can, of course, see me at Terri J Vaughn on all the social media platforms. I Look Good Naked at ILGN Podcast on IG, and also Cass at Cass Seegers.
Yes.
Sigers.
Yes.
And we love you. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of I Look Good Naked Podcast.
Because I do.
I'm a boss chick, yeah, I'm a boss lady. I be calling shots, I be getting money. I'm a boss chick, yeah, I'm a boss lady. I be calling shots, I be getting money. Nothing can stop me now.